One thing's for certain out here, and that is there's not a lot of shade. Evidence suggests that we're not alone in this wilderness, with tracks of rodents, lizards and birds in the fine-grained sand, further supported by numerous active burrows. In addition to being a hostile environment, the paucity of plant life along the fringes of a freshwater lake can be further explained by the lack of any substantial soil beds and the high variation in water levels that would inundate areas of prime real estate. On the dry rocky slopes, a birdcage evening primrose displays its blossoms, and nearby is a compact dome of California buckwheat. The juvenile white-capped sparrows are yet to develop the distinctive feature they are named for. A Say's phobie scouts for insects from the thin cover of a tamarisk bush. We're moving camp and travelling further out along the lake. After an hour or so, we pull into shore for a rest. It's here we notice one of Cricket's wild cousins patrolling the edges of the lake.
Cricket has met coyotes before, and she's concerned that this wily fellow could be a threat. It's lucky the little dog is marooned on a small island of stone, or else there'd be real trouble. Upon the little wild dog's departure, we ascend to some higher ground and survey our position so that we're able to see our destination ahead. So I think we just have to go kind of across this little bay here, and I think that there's a peninsula out there that's the mouth of the canyon. At least that's kind of what it looks like on the map.
Very calm.
Yeah, for now.
So the canyon should start over that way.
I think so. See that little peninsula out there? I think that should be the mouth of the canyon.
Captain Cricket, you ready?
Ready?
Get in!
I'm finding it eerily quiet out here on a Friday on a holiday weekend. I would have expected a lot more boats to be around. So I'm just hoping that everybody else doesn't know something that we don't. A bit rocky. Or maybe over here, that looks like a better place for it. What do you think?
It's a little exposed still, but so is the other place. And there's a campfire over there by that cliff.
Yeah.
We could check out. Wood. Big chunks of wood. It's always welcome. Shall we go and look at the other place?
Yeah, the only thing with that one is all the weeds out in front. But yeah, well, if it's a lot better, we can make that work too.
Yeah. The fella Josh who dropped us off here said you can drink the water straight out of the lake. From our perspective, it does look like it's pretty good, but there is a shit pump out station just around the next corner cove. It's quite busy, and we've seen no shortage of dirty diapers and bits of soiled toilet tissue floating around the place, so we'll figure we'll run it through the filter just to be safe.
are having pasta with Alfredo sauce, linguiça sausage, sauteed mushrooms, and onions. And then I think that in this Alfredo sauce I also added dehydrated spinach and shallots, just for a little extra kick. I'm having to multitask with this meal. I've got 2 burners going, plus the grill. And to add to it, I've got a handicap with a dog on my lap, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Ooh, that's gonna be tasty. I think we can call that done.
Thank you. Oh my word. A feast fit for canoers. A visitor. This fellow is most likely the potentially dangerous bark scorpion. Scorpions come in 2 very basic forms. Chunky claws with slender tail, and slender claws with a thick tail. Scorpions with chunky claws are generally larger specimens, using their powerful pincers to overcome their prey. However, the scorpions equipped with more delicate pincers rely more on the potent venom in their tails, their main weapon. Oddly enough, our spiny-tailed friend seemed unconcerned about us pitching a tent on his patch and passed through camp without altercation.
Even as an artificial reservoir, the lake levels vary dramatically, and the GPS maps show our camps to be underwater. This little shrub is certainly not an aquatic species, but it's grown and been swamped by rising water levels. These classic sand ripples may one day become fossilized in stone, to be wondered at by whomever may be here in millions of years. One of the many interesting features around Lake Powell is the curious cross-bedding in the rock layers. Many moons ago, this region was an enormous, windswept dune field now solidified into rock. From a sparrow's eye view, we can gaze down at the fractures in stone that wind and water may eventually exploit to create new canyons in the millennia to come. Amidst the rocky landscape, hardy desert lavender ekes out a living in sparse, dry soil. The harsh beauty of the land reveals a softer side with the yellow blossoms of the thread-leafed groundsel. Well adapted to life out amongst the hot rocks is the desert spiny lizard, truly intrigued by these strange invaders relaxing in his neighborhood.
We're off on a day trip, keeping to the shallows to avoid larger and faster moving vessels. Baby stripers congregate in schools in these safer locations, and a few years will grow to become formidable predators. We pass a flock of mergansers, enjoying a reprieve on the shoreline. What do you reckon, Will? Shall we go and investigate this little canyon?
Sounds good.
All right, we're going in. Although we've had some luck with the fishing pole, it appears deep in the canyons are where the bait fish are currently gathering, stalked by the dark, sinister shadows of large striped bass. smallmouth bass, and introduced carp are in ready supply. Might be able to spin around right here. Be safe.
In the next episode, we venture into Arizona along dirt roads in order to explore the Orderville Canyon and cook some exotic food in the camp oven. Buckle up and stay tuned for another adventure out in the wilds of the American West.